So it has been a while since I posted a video on this channel, and the reason as to why I have not posted a video on this channel is that I've been having a very busy schedule, and also I had some fever, but now I'm okay. So I want to tell you in this video why most farmers usually fail in poultry farming. There are many reasons that you end up finding that farmers end up failing while they are doing poultry farming, and here are some of the cases that make most poultry farmers fail when they are doing poultry farming. They fail to understand what really they want to do in the poultry farming sector. As you all know, poultry farming has a lot of niches in it. You end up finding out that some farmers can decide to rear the chicken for the purposes of meat, and also you may end up finding out that some people can rear the chicken for the purposes of meat, eggs, and also others can rear for the purposes of brooding, whereby they only brood the chicks, then they sell them off. So they don't understand the market so well. So they want to enter into the poultry farming business, maybe they have a lot of money and they want to enter into the poultry farming business so as they can get more money, but they don't know where they will be able to sell their products, and also how they will be able to market their products properly so as they can be able to get the market to their products. So that is the first thing that most farmers usually face, and how they will end up failing, because they will end up rearing chicken. For example, if they rear the wrong breed in a certain area, they won't be able to achieve what they want to achieve in that particular area. Another thing that most farmers usually fail is that they don't want to become frugal. When you're doing poultry farming, you have to become very, very frugal. You have to be able to use the minimum amount of money of the infrastructure and to be able to use a lot of money in the stock. So you end up finding out that these farmers, they want to construct this very classy poultry house. You know, my poultry house, as you can see, it's just made out of wood and also iron sheet. But you end up finding out that most people will end up constructing a poultry house as if they are constructing a house for a person to live in. So if you end up constructing a poultry house for a person to be able to live in that poultry house, then you'll end up finding out that you are wasting a lot of money, because instead of you investing, for example, you're constructing a poultry house worth 1 million, and then you end up investing in a stock of around 30,000. That doesn't make any sense, because if you're constructing a poultry house, for example, a poultry house that will cost you around 1 million, then a minimum amount of birds that you should be able to rear in that poultry house, you should be able to be a poultry house that can be able to rear for you birds that can at least make for you at least 200 to 300,000 Kenyan shillings. Because if you put a stock of 30,000, 40,000 in a poultry house that you have constructed with over 400 or 500,000 Kenyan shillings, even up to 1 million, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any economic sense. So you have to become very frugal. So that is what I realized that most farmers usually do, and they end up failing. They don't want to become very, very frugal. Okay? So if you don't want to become frugal, then you won't be able to save money. But the only thing you don't have to become frugal is when it comes to feeds and the medication when you are giving to your birds. That's the only part that you have to spend the right amount of money. And also this comes down to whereby you farmers decide, or most farmers decide, those farmers that end up failing decide to do. They don't want to be able to purchase the right quality of feeds. If you're not able to purchase the right quality of feeds, what you can do, you can just decide and make your own quality feeds. Because you know, sometimes in this market, you end up finding out that maybe you end up finding the cost of protein goes up. You end up finding out the cost of maize goes up. That is the carbohydrate part of it. Then you end up finding out that all those ingredients in the making of the poultry feeds become very, very expensive. But you also have to know that if you are going for the cheaper options, if you want to be able to rear the chicken for the purposes of, can I say eggs, or can I say meat? Let me just put all of it all together. So if you want to rear the chicken for the purposes of eggs, okay, then you are feeding them the bad feed. You'll end up taking a longer time for the chicken to start laying. So that will make a big loss from your side. And also if you are rearing the chicken for the purposes of meat, then you have decided that you're using the cheaper options. You end up finding out if a feed manufacturer is selling at a feed, and I've talked these things over and over in my channels. If a feed manufacturer is trying to sell to you feeds at a very cheaper price, and yet they have gotten a profit out of it, meaning just is right away, they have substituted the protein content in it, because the protein is so expensive. So they'll just substitute it and put something else that won't be able to reach the required crude protein that is needed by the body of the chicken at a certain moment in life. So you'll end up finding out that your chicken have a started growth, and you'll end up maybe complaining about the person who has sold to you the chicks. But the problem might not be the person who has been able to sell you the chicks, but the main problem might be the quality of feed that you're giving to your birds. Okay, that is another thing that most farmers usually end up failing. They're doing the wrong things. Okay, the third thing that most farmers usually end up failing is that they usually want to start poultry farming without being able to learn how you can be able to manage the farm. In poultry farming is something that seems so simple. You end up saying that, oh, I've been able to rear chicken for like 35 years with my grandmother, with everything. You know, there are two ways of how you can be able to get money. One, maybe you're doing agriculture. And this is what you are doing currently is agribusiness. You are doing agriculture so as it can, as a business, so as it can be able to give you money. You're not doing the traditional way of how you can be able to do poultry farming. And that's why I usually say I cannot be able to put or rear the pure kienyeji breed of chicken, because the pure kienyeji breed of chicken, it will take a very long time for them to be able to mature. That is agriculture, traditional agriculture. You can never become rich when you are rearing the traditional kienyeji chicken. Okay, the benefit with the improved kienyeji breed of chicken is that if you are rearing the improved kienyeji breed of chicken, what you can do, you can decide to free range them. If you free range, you can rear them up to 2 months of age indoors, fully intensive. Then after that, after they have reached 2 months of age, they have finished all the vaccines, then you can free range them. After you have free range the birds, they will turn out to become like the local kienyeji breed, and yet their multiplication is so fast compared to the local kienyeji. So this is the best way of how you can be able to do poultry farming as a business. So for those farmers who usually get into the poultry farming sector and they don't know how you can be able, for example, to do the proper rearing, to follow all the vaccination schedules, to do everything and all the biosecurity measures on the poultry farm, they will end up failing, because they will end up having diseases on their poultry farm, and maybe they will have these theoretical veterinary officers who will come onto their farms and they won't be able to solve the problem for them. The theoretical veterinary officers are those people who have learned veterinary medicine but they have never practiced it practically. So that is what I'm saying. So you'll end up finding out that most of these farmers may end up failing because their farm may be attacked by some diseases, and this may lead to losses on their poultry farm, and they will end up giving up. Okay, another one, why most farmers usually fail in poultry farming business. I realize this is a very major thing that most farmers usually don't know, but the art of giving up so fast. Me, when I started poultry farming, I really lost birds over and over. I think up to now, since I started poultry farming, I've been able to lose over 5,000 birds. 5,000. Guys, I've been able, like if I do the cumulative of how many birds I've been able to lose on my poultry farm since I started poultry farming back in 2017, end of 2017 there, I have been able to lose over 5,000 birds. So you don't have to tell me that because I lost a certain amount of birds, or maybe you only buy your first batch, then you lose it, then you decide to give up. You don't have to give up. You have to know that everything is a learning curve. So the first time that you are rearing those birds and you are losing the birds, you have to know that you are learning, because experience is always the best teacher. That's what I say. Even these my tips here on YouTube won't be able to help you that much, but from the thing that you have learned with your own eyes and you have found a solution on your own, then it will be so good for you. When you rear your next batch, you won't be able to repeat the same mistake, because the best thing is you learn everything through experience. Yes, so is the art of guys giving up so very fast. If you are doing anything, it has challenges. It has the better days, it has the bad days. In poultry farming, there are some days you really get good money out of the business, but there are some days you'll also get some losses. You have to accept both sides of the coin. You don't have only to accept the positive side. Not everything that looks good is always in a straight line. So guys, make sure that they usually say the road of success has a lot of hurdles, so as you can be able to reach it. So you may see that success is like you are here, then success is over there. Then you think that you'll just move like this. No, you'll go up, you'll go down, you'll go up, then you'll go down, then you'll go up. So that is how success comes. So guys, don't think that you'll just start poultry farming today and you'll be successful tomorrow. The only thing I can say, if you can be able to do that, then you'll have to be able to surround yourself with the smartest people in the field, so as they can be able to help you grow in that venture. That is the only way of how you can be able to succeed in that venture. And surrounding yourself with the right people is you be able to surround yourself with the guys who have lots of experience in that sector. Have you heard me that? Have you heard me there? Yes. So those are some of the factors that you'll end up finding out that most farmers usually face and fail so as they don't be able to grow in the poultry farming sector. And also another thing is, most of these poultry farmers, when they start a certain poultry farming field, for example, they've started to rear the improved kienyeji, or they've started to rear the layers, they listen so much to hearsays. They don't get the facts right. So they hear, they say, oh, why have you reared the improved kienyeji breed of chicken? The layers are giving us a lot of eggs. The layers are giving us a lot of eggs. Why haven't you been able to rear the layers? Huh? So you guys just sell this improved kienyeji breed of chicken, so as you can decide and rear these layers. Layers have a lot of money. They are giving us eggs. But guys, you know, when you're doing any kind of business, you have to be able to do your math. Also there, I think that is what some people usually fail. They don't do their math right. So if you don't do your math right, for example, you are rearing birds and maybe you want to rear for the purposes of eggs. But when you look at your budget, for example, you want to rear like 100 birds up to the point of lay. When you're rearing 100 birds up to the point of lay, you may need around 80,000 Kenyan shillings, which is around 650 to 700 US dollars. That is the amount of money that you may need on the feeds and some of the things that are needed at the farm. So if you decide to rear those birds and yet you don't have that best budget of how you can be able to raise those birds up to the point of lay, it may reach a time, because of not doing the mathematics right, it may reach a time then you'll end up finding out that you're stranded. So you end up selling your birds at a throwaway price. If you're selling your birds at a throwaway price, man, you have lost all your money. You have lost your money. So if you decide like, now I don't have feeds for these birds, I don't know what I should do. Or should I just give these birds the broken maize? Because broken maize is cheap. 90 kg bag is only 4,000, and these guys are selling to me a 50 kg bag at 3,800, and this one is only 4,000, and it is almost 100 kg. So it is double the size. It's double the quantity. So should I just give this chicken broken maize? Oh, my grandmother usually gave my chicken broken maize and they thrived. Or should I just give this chicken broken maize? Little do you know that when you're giving your chicken only the broken maize, you are not supplementing with the protein. You end up finding out the growth rate. The chicken are not growing. You also find out if they are laying chicken, they don't lay. And if you want to do free range, for example, if you want to do free range, you need like a lot of acreage of land so as you can be able to do free range. So those are some of the things that most farmers don't really take in. If you just try and take in of those things that I've talked about in this video, then everything will just flow. You have to be able to have proper planning. The second thing, you have to be able to be frugal. Be very, very frugal. Make sure that you are constructing a poultry house using the minimum amount of money, but constructing something that is so quality. And that's why I come in. I can be able to construct for you, because this poultry house, as you can see it can be able to serve me for around 10 years. 10 years. 10 years is not a short time. 10 years, if I've been able to rear this chicken, it will have been able to give me a lot of money. Okay? So instead of you constructing something that is permanent, I know some people usually say about thieves, but you can be able to modify and be able to improve on your security. There are some ways you can be able to have dogs. You can be able to have, a watchman can be able to be coerced and do some things. But you can be able to have a dog. You can be able to rear some dogs. Dogs can help you to alert. They can alert you. That's the best thing out of it. The dogs can be able to alert you in case of thieves. Then you can be able to catch the thieves. That's the only best way of how you can be able to do it. If you're able to follow all the tips that I've said in this video, guys, I don't think you'll be able to fail. Because if you're able to construct a poultry house using the most affordable amount of money, then success will be something that you just click. It's just a click away, or just a minute away. Okay? So don't give up. I see most farmers, usually they try the first time, maybe they lack market, they try the second time, they are attacked by disease, but you keep on pushing. You have to be able, some guys I read somewhere, I don't know, the person who invented the bulb, he tried that thing like almost 1,000 times until he came up with the bulb. So you are trying only twice, you are giving up. That money, you can use it and waste it maybe in just something else. You can eat something fancy, but you can invest it and something can be able to give you something in the end of the time. Okay? You can decide to eat meat, like weekly eat meat, but you can invest in poultry farming. For example, you can try something out. so that in future, you know, the world economy keeps on changing very, very fast. You may see like poultry farming now is not something like it's so big, but you end up finding out that most people are moving to the urban areas, and you end up finding out that the population in each country is growing and the economy in each country is growing. So people will tend to eat more protein, like the chicken and the eggs, more oftenly, unlike the times of our grandfathers. So you'll end up finding out that people will be able to get more products of the poultry onto themselves. So you'll end up finding out, if you're starting like a business like today, for example, especially the youth, that business in the next coming like 15 years, that business will be so big, like even you yourself, you won't be able to phantom, because it will be so big, it will be so wide, the population would have grown, the economy would have grown, more people will be able to eat the meat, the chicken meat. They'll be able to afford, because the economy grows. That's how capitalism works. That's why in every country on earth, each year they have something known as a financial budget. The financial budget, they usually put it more higher than what they can collect in each year, so that it can improve or it can increase on taxation. When they tax you more, you work hard more. So that's how capitalism works, and that's how the economies grow, and that can't stop to happen. So that is it. And guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, so as we can get to more people. Let's get this video even to 100 likes. I see more people watching this video, but only getting it to 100 likes is like, let's do it. The Actuary Farmer. My name is Mayuba Brian, CEO, The Actuary Farmer, team leader. So stay tuned.